So I got some news for you guys, and it's some pretty sad news. It's some bittersweet news. If you're interested, make sure to stick around. I'll tell you guys all about what's happening with the Airbnb house, with the Airbnb business. So yeah, just stick around and I'll tell you guys exactly what's going on. What's going on, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. If you're new here, my name is Serge. Welcome to the channel. To all my reoccurring viewers, thank you so much for all the love and support that each and every single one of you have shown this channel. I greatly appreciate it. If you have not yet, please hit that subscribe button, smash that like button for me, and feel free to go check out the God Made podcast and also Legion Assisted Living Academy in the links down below. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the topic of this video. And as you guys can tell, I'll kind of switch the camera here. Everything is just vacant, all gone. So you're probably wondering, why the heck is that? Like, what's going on? Why are you getting rid of the Airbnb house? Well, reason being is because when I first purchased this house, it was actually with a business partner of mine, and we both invested into this property together, 50-50, and we did it for about 1.5 years now. And Airbnb has been a very interesting business model. It's been a very interesting business venture for the both of us. Really learned a lot about vacation rentals, and it was definitely one of those opportunities that we both took advantage of. And it was a great overall year for us. Even when the whole pandemic hit, we did lose quite a bit of bookings, about $7,000 back in March in bookings, but we did make gross just over $7,000 for the month of March. So it wasn't necessarily a terrible month. The thing was that as time went on, things started happening in my life personally, and then also my business partner's life. Regardless though, even though we both had different things going on, and we thought it was just best to go ahead and sell now while the market is as hot as it is, meaning it's selling way over value, and the appreciation in this property went up so high that we couldn't ignore it. We couldn't just not entertain the idea of potentially selling this specific property so we can both go off and do our own separate thing. We ended up selling all the furniture to one person. I got rid of it on Facebook and Facebook Marketplace, and it was gone within 24 hours, all of the furniture in the home, in the main house. The guest suite, all the furniture in there is still going to stay for the buyer. That's what they requested. That's what they wanted. So that's made my life a lot easier. And you guys are probably wondering, well, Serge, how much money did you make? What kind of money did you make? Initially, I don't want to talk about numbers because I feel like that's just I feel like that's my privacy, and I feel like that's, I don't know. I just don't like sharing my numbers all the time. But I will say that I did double my investment on this property and then also doing Airbnb. I didn't ever really my business partner and I never took money out of the profits we made. We just let it build up. And so we had plenty of reserves. So now we're finally able to cash out those reserves when we pull the money out. So essentially we didn't get paid really anything during the duration of the 1.5 years that we did Airbnb. But now that we sold the property and everything, we are finally able to cash in those reserves. We split it down the middle. Same with the profit that we made off of the property. The property did give us a really good profit, and so we split that as well down the middle. And overall, I'm really happy with the decision that my business partner and I made on selling this property and moving forward and going our own separate ways. It had nothing to do with our relationship. It had nothing to do with that. It was just essentially we both had different goals in mind. And that's just a talk and a discussion that you need to have eventually at some point. If you do have business partners or you do end up going into something with somebody, those types of discussions are very important. And that was a discussion that came up. And so here we are now. And it is a very bittersweet moment to see everything out of this house, and to just, it's going to be in the past now. And I'm excited for what the future holds. You guys will all find out what I am going to do here soon, moving forward with what I want to achieve and the goals that I've put on my heart and that God's put on my heart and on my mind to chase. and the dreams that I've always wanted to chase. And that, a lot of it has to do with just traveling. But regardless though, I will say for anyone that does want to get into Airbnb, definitely do your research. I would say make sure that you do the research that you should be doing in order to succeed in this. It's not that easy as a lot of people make it out to be. Setting up properties, getting all that stuff can be costly, but you can do it in a smart and efficient way as well. A lot of you might be wondering, well, how does it compare to care homes? I made a video about that already. I will say though, overall, from the learning experience that I had with this property and managing the guests and everything, having a care home, once it is all said and done and you got the right employees in there and you got residents in there and everything, it is somewhat easier compared to the whole Airbnb thing. Airbnb, because you have so much turnover with so many guests, you just get unlucky a lot of times. You might end up getting a guest who destroys the property or is very needy. There's just a lot. I mean, you're dealing with a lot of personalities when you're doing Airbnb. And having someone to potentially manage that for you is great. But if you don't have anybody to manage that for you and you have multiple listings, it can add up and it can be pretty hard for the most part. But then again, to each their own. If you decide you want to get into this business venture of doing vacation rentals, I will probably eventually do it later on. I'm not saying I wouldn't ever get back into it. I probably will at some point. But at this point, I'm just taking it one day at a time and just looking at other opportunities potentially. So with that being said, I'll kind of show you guys how the house looks right now. Right here, as you guys can remember, you'd go down the hall. Over here, I had 2 bunk beds. I had a bunk bed there and a bunk bed here. But yeah, that was the bunk bed room. And then this was the master bedroom. Everything is gone. But the TVs and the mounts are all staying just because the buyer wants those. As you can tell, the shower, those are staying. Anyways, everything is gone, so you don't have to really... I'm happy that I was able to sell it to somebody who needed to furnish an entire home. This was the supply closet. There's really nothing in there now. And then this was where the queen size bed stayed. This is where I put the queen size bed. Had everything in here. Believe everything is out of this closet as well. Yeah, nothing there. And then the other bathroom, as you guys saw. Laundry room is in there. So yeah, that is it. That was the house. Patio furniture is all gone. They purchased the patio furniture as well. So there's really nothing else for me to do for the house. And that is it. That is all. It's sold, guys. It's gone. So it's been quite a journey and it's been such a learning experience doing Airbnb. I don't regret it. It was a great learning experience, like I said. And I think anyone that is looking to do it, make sure that you do your research in your area. Make sure that you go through the proper things to set up your home. And with that being said, though, it is a very bittersweet feeling. And I'm just excited for the next phase of my life, the next season of my life. And I'll be keeping you guys posted on what that's going to be and what that's going to be like. I think you guys will all be excited for what I'm going to be doing on the channel moving forward. And I think you guys, I mean, if you guys have made it this far and you guys have supported me up to this point, I think you guys are all ready for something new, like myself. I think me just sitting down all the time is probably getting boring, even though I'm providing a lot of information regarding assisted living. But I think it's time you guys get to know me a little bit better, get to know my personality a little bit better, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that with these upcoming videos and weeks and months of content that will be coming out for you guys. And I'm excited to be sharing that with all of you. You guys have done such an amazing job supporting this channel. So with that being said, if you have not yet, hit that like button for me, smash that subscribe button for me. God bless.